I often don't make video in this niche. However, lots of emotion and life is about to drop from the emotional controversy that July 15th, 2025 is bringing with it. Ask you a real question. Have you felt that panic? That sinking feeling in your chest? Like YouTube just signed the death certificate for your channel? You're not alone. Over the past few days, I've seen chaos. People rushing to delete their content. Live streams filled with creators crying. Telegram groups flooded with fear. YouTube is banning AI! Faceless channels are over! All monetization is gone July 15th. But let me stop you right there. Most of what you've been told is false. It's misinformation. And as Dr. Cool, I'm not going to let you destroy your channel over a lie. See, in times like this, I do what I've always done. I cut through the noise, I filter the internet's trash, and I give you the raw, undiluted truth. Because this ain't just about YouTube. This is about how misinformation is poisoning creators, tech users, and dreamers across the world. This is about your mental health, your income, your freedom to create. And I'm here, not just as another tech voice, but as someone who's walked the fire. I've lost content. I've almost quit. I've been fed the same lies, and like you, I almost fell for them. But before I deleted everything, I did one thing most people didn't. I read the fine print, so let's back up for a second and look at what's real. First off, watch this video till the I will make critical analysis no one is making using a raw, unedited clips. That crack, all that lies you have been told to unveil the hidden truth that's not obvious. You heard July 15th is the end of faceless channels, that AI content is banned, and monetization is being wiped overnight? Take a breath. You're not alone, but what you're hearing isn't the truth. I'm Dr. Cool, and once again I'm here to clear the fog. Because right now the internet is drowning in misinformation, and that's dangerous, not just for your channel, but for your mental health, your career, and your creativity. See, YouTube is more than a hobby to many. It's a job, a lifeline, a full-time business. So when false headlines and half-baked rumors start trending, real creators suffer. Some are deleting years of content, some are quitting, some are literally having anxiety attacks from the panic content being pushed, and the worst part? Most of this fear is based on lies. Now let me tell you what happened to me. Even I, Dr. Cool, almost fell for it. I started deleting my own content. I panicked. But then I stopped, sat down, and did what most people never do. So, what's actually happening on July 15th? YouTube is updating its YouTube Partner Program policies. But, they're not completely overhauling them. The update is really focused on mass-produced, repetitive, low-effort content. The kind of stuff made with no originality, no commentary, and honestly, no real value. So, what's getting flagged here? Well, copy-paste content with no transformation is definitely on the list. Then you've got spammy AI-generated videos with robotic voiceovers. And, yeah, B-roll videos with generic text and absolutely zero personal input are also getting flagged. But hey, what's not being banned? AI-assisted content that actually shows human creativity is totally fine. Faceless videos with original storytelling or commentary? Those are safe too. Reaction channels are good, as long as you're adding some insight or emotion. And compilations? If you're transforming them or curating with a real purpose, you're in the clear. YouTube isn't deleting monetization for creators who put effort into what they make. In fact, they said, we're encouraging creators to repurpose content, to give it new meaning. So the message is clear. If you're making content that adds value, you're safe. But if you're mass uploading content with no soul, no voice, and no originality, then yes, your monetization is at risk. This isn't a war on creators, it's a cleanup of spam. And honestly, it's long overdue. So, why is this panic so dangerous? Right now, fear is more viral than facts. People are spreading panic for clicks, views, and shares. They don't care how many creators they destroy along the way. But I do, because I've seen this pattern before. In tech, science, even geopolitics. The moment change happens, misinformation explodes. And if you're not careful, you'll throw away everything you built chasing a lie. I almost did, until I read between the lines, and now I'm here to save you from the same mistake. So here's the bottom line. Don't delete your videos. Don't panic. Don't fall for the noise. If your channel is built with intention, value, and voice, you're not in danger. YouTube is not coming for real creators. They're coming for content farms and AI spam. This update is about raising the bar. not banning creativity. So instead of fearing July 15th, use it. Use it as motivation to level up your content, add real value, and keep doing what you love with pride. I'm Dr. Cool, and when chaos hits, I cut through the lies. Here's the facts that's not obvious I talked about earlier. Watch it, and I will be right back shortly afterwards.
Hello, welcome guys, this is Dr. Cool. Now, there are some raw truths which I reserve just only for the last people who watch this very particular video here. And what is that very last truth there? When some kind of information like this started coming up on the internet, you see a lot of misinformation because why? That is where the weak minds, the envious, the jealousy that have been attracted to other people's success strive in order to get attention, in order to make some little profit off their own content. Now, I've watched several clips about this very incident that's about to go on July 15th. However, I still notice some inconsistencies. Some of the people who are actually trying to warn other people are using the same AI to make videos, figures, and the rest of them to start cashing out of this very mischievous and devastating situation. Why did I call it devastating situation? Because a lot of people are losing their channel. A lot of people are deleting their video. As a matter of fact, I am one of those victims who started pushing the button and started deleting some of the video, which I've actually made with AI. However, while I was proceeding, I quickly slowed down and something just nudged me and I started thinking, this is going to be elaborate hoax. The 2025 YouTube policy is not going to go down by just going into disabling a lot of channels, because if we talk about going to erase videos or demonetize people's channel that is made with AI, it's going to be like over 70%, or even if it is not up to 100, let me say 90s. Yes, it's only a few people. So this is really huge, and a lot of people are taking advantage of people's emotion regardless of the consequences that people are facing, emotional stampede and you name it. What are the files and the hidden details which I actually found in my journey? There are the non-obvious ones which you're not going to be seeing. Now here is this. The first one here is, while on your trying to fill up some of the information concerning any video on the studio, you want to see where YouTube has actually embedded about 3 to 4 months now for you to choose if the content is actually made with AI. I mean, are you trying to impersonate someone to say someone he didn't actually say? Meaning AI is permitted. Now, if that is not enough, right? How about the breakthrough in Google that is making a lot of money right now, which you're talking about the Google VO3? How would you create such content? How would YouTube, how would Google market such software, such a powerful software that is unequal anything out there when they are disabling AI monetized content? It is impossible. That is where I knew that no, I have to go and read through the script and see the fine lines and see the lies and misinformation that is spreading all over everywhere like a wildfire because I've been ignoring it obviously. But when I saw some on Instagram, I started knowing that, wait, I have to go back to my content and take a look at it. So how would Google market the VO3 if they are actually trying to kind of disable everything AI made of faceless channels? That's impossible. So in my own deepest analysis, there is no way Google is going to go ahead into disabling or demonetizing channels that are made with AI, faceless channel. It's just a kind of trying to fine-tune the It's just Google trying to fine-tune the old policy, which they've actually talked about people repurposing video and giving it a significant information that makes such video or content which they are reacting to have a significant information that make it totally new prior to the previous one which they actually tried to remake. So if you are being the kind of person who is making video reacting or...
That's the raw truth most people aren't thinking about, because at times like this, being emotional strong and analytical abilities is the key difference in knowing the truth. Subscribe, share this with a friend who's panicking, and remember, the real threat isn't the YouTube policy. It's the misinformation you have been poisoned with.